rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Liberty and justice for all.
Okay, welcome. Today is November 16th, 2020. Can I have a roll call, please?
Meyer. Here. Whaling.
Here.
Capros.
Here.
Kraus.
Here.
Missouri. Here. Possession.
Here.
We have the minutes from October 19th for any changes or corrections. If not, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Motion made. Is there a second? There was a second.
Yeah.
There was a second. Any questions? Roll call.
Meyer. Yes. Whaling.
Yes.
Capros.
Yes.
Kraus. Kraus.
Yes.
Missouri. Yes. Possession.
Yes.
Anyone from the audience wish to address the board? If not, I have my report. COVID-19, I think our numbers were up to 300. I couldn't find the numbers today.
Yeah, I didn't go to yesterday, I think it was 360 something.
It was 360 something? As far as, okay.
363, I think.
As we all know, we're in new mitigations, and I wish I had more good news except for the vaccines, which hopefully are coming down the road. We continue to encourage everybody to obey and behave, as my parents used to say, tell me when I was a kid, to wear the mask, do social distancing, sanitizing, and so on and so forth. And again, it's more important now than ever, probably especially this week as we're getting worse, to support our local businesses, and we must continue to do that. Otherwise, they're not going to survive. Just keep in touch with everything. There were 3 conference calls that we had last week trying to discuss different mitigating efforts with the governor's office and so on and so forth. So we're trying to keep on top of it the best we can. The quiet zone, as most of you know, we have good news, but we have bad news. The good news is we've been totally approved. We have all the permits. We started to begin installation of different things, but when we got approval of the flaggers, correct me if I'm wrong, Matt, they were 3-4 weeks out because of COVID and they were short-staffed, and that was going to put us too close to the closing of the blacktop plants. So they decided, rather than trying to rush this through and so on and so forth, they decided to postpone it until spring, and I believe we're now scheduled for the spring, right?
Yes, the 3rd and 4th week of April is our tentative schedule.
Okay, so that's when we'll kick it in high gear and keep going. And most of you know we did do some of the work this year, but unfortunately we're not going to be able to finish it. I have one other thing which doesn't need board approval, but I'd like to read it. Last week, and we didn't have a meeting, so I'll read it tonight. Last week was National Apprenticeship Week, and I signed a proclamation from November 8th to 14th. Whereas the National Apprenticeship Week is celebrating its 6th anniversary of raising awareness of the vital role apprenticeships provided in creating a qualified and highly skilled workforce in diverse industries in the village of Beecher and across the nation. Whereas the advancement and well-being of the United States of America depends upon the continued development of skilled workers in their chosen fields. And whereas an ever-growing number of job creators and career seekers are discovering the benefits of apprenticeships, unique learning while you earn model. And whereas the village of Beecher recognizes that robust apprenticeship programs provide tangible value to both creators and apprentices, with the potential to increase productivity, improve diversity and inclusion, and reduce recruitment and training costs while providing a pathway to prosperous careers for job seekers. Now therefore, I, Greg Szymanski, Village President of the Village of Beecher, do hereby declare November 8th through the 14th as National Apprentice Week in the Village of Beecher, signed by myself and Jeanette Cotter. Apprenticeship programs, I have to admit, I was impressed one time, but many times, but the one thing that I saw was when the apprentices were laying concrete down at the park for the new 4th of July building. And I was watching them being trained as they were doing the job at the same time. So I earned a new respect for apprenticeship programs. And so that's one example of where I think they're excellent. And I think that would conclude my report. Planning, Building, and Zoning had no report. Public Safety had no report. Public Works Committee.
We'll flip the page, it's a double page.
Okay. I'm sorry, Finance and Administration Committee.
We have clerk's report too.
Trying to rush this along. Madam Clerk, you can go right ahead.
The total tax income received since in the month of October totals $191,200. $364.86. We also just today received a check in the mail from Will County, in the amount of $161,049.27 for reimbursements under the CARES Act grant. This money is to reimburse us for the purchase of village board and staff laptops, which some of you have, or all of you have now. Our new utility billing software and accounting software, new touch-free doors at the village hall and the police department, along with other COVID-related expenses that have been handled this year. So we got the money to put it back in the budget. I also have a letter here signed by the Lagaste family of Waltz, addressed to Greg Szymanski. Dear Mr. Szymanski, we are proud to be a part of the town of Beecher and its business community. We are also thankful for the continued support of the town officials and residents who frequent our store and the local employees who work hard daily. We received your letter stating the impact that COVID-19 has had on the village, its residents, and small businesses. We too recognized and experienced the difficulties this pandemic has caused. For this reason, we agree to help support the village and its residents by reducing the sales tax reimbursement payment by 50% for the remaining term of this agreement. Once again, as we continue to work together in these difficult times, we want to thank you for the opportunity to serve the community of Beecher. Signed sincerely, the Lagaste family.
That's it.
Yep, that's it.
And just so everybody knows, I did call Mr. Lagaste just to thank him personally, so it wasn't just a letter signed, we did give him a call back. Okay, I think I can move on to the Finance and Administration Committee, Trustee Corish.
Treasurer's report, Donna?
All right, the October month-end balance of the village accounts, $2,650,845.31. The month-end total of the commission accounts, $148,398.71. Total combined, $2,799,244.02. Month-end for general, $905,632.28. The commission and non-AP payments, the total for October, $405,772.29. That included the IHC payment of $142,000. Other than that, are there any questions? If not, that would end my report.
Various reports are enclosed for everyone's review. Approval of bills. It looks like there is a few bills that were added.
Mr. Chairman, there was one bill added, and then the two corrections that you made to the bill.
Okay.
The one bill added was for Old Dominion brush for parts for the leaf machine. That was the only bill that was added.
Treasurers.
And that was for 30244. Are there any questions on the bills? If not, I'll go ahead and I'll make a motion to approve the bills in the amount of $349,565.57.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Possession,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus.
Yeah.
Capros,
Yes?
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Can I also have a motion to approve the treasurer's report?
Oh, I'm sorry. Can I have a motion to approve? I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report.
Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Capros,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yeah.
Missouri,
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
All right, consider a tax levy ordinance for 2020 collectible and 2021. This was discussed at our last meeting. Public Safety Chair was gonna meet with the chief and explain, come up with a 1.5% increase for the tax levy for the police department. Todd, you got any input for us on that?
I spoke to the chief, I'll let him, he is there, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll let him, explain, why I'm going to support this, I'll let him, explain why.
Thank you, sir. For the board's consideration, we would like to use this money to increase manpower. One, due to the inflation, but we are one officer away from being a full-time department as far as on patrol. New officer roughly costs $60,000. Currently, there's a part-timer that fills that open shift every time. So we're down 2 part-timers this year that resigned, retired. We're doing the best we can with what we have, but I feel that if we can have a full-time police department, we can still use our part-timers that we have left to supplement the shifts. We have been putting them out there because that was the agreement. We do have power shifts out there right now, but if we can actually have a full-time police department, I think that would best serve the community. They're better trained, their availability is, you know, their regular job, their full-time shift. And this is, you know, would help to deter some of these crimes that are still happening around us. We've been very fortunate this year. As you guys know, towards the end of last year, we started getting with armed robberies, the burning motor vehicles, thefts, and things like that. With the extra manpower, I think that we can put the extra cars out there, and that's what they're specifically looking for. You know, we try to put them out all at night. It's a 6 to 2 power shift, 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. And so far, I think it's worked very well. With this extra levy, it would help us we would take money out of the part-time budget, the overtime budget, and with the tax levy, that should pay for the new officer for next year.
So you have to do some cutting to your part-time and overtime,
Yes,
in addition to this tax levy increase, to get the full-time officer on that shift.
correct.
So you're thinking between the increase in the levy last year and then with this, that you'll be close, that come budget time this year, we're gonna be talking about
Yes, sir, I think
possibly
there.
adding, being able to?
Yeah, I think with the, I don't want to say cuts, but with the adjustments the chief's been able to make in his budget, now that he's had it for a few years. I know last year was a little nuts with all the crime, but this also, I mean, just that little amount gives us about 39 extra 12-hour shifts with part-time, that we're currently using to staff that full-time day shift, or to be any full-time shift, or right now it's a full-time day shift. That not only allows us to not just react when there's crime in town, but if there's crime around the town, then we can start staffing extra cars, so we're not waiting till it hits us to then staff cars. That, to me, makes no sense as someone who's been in law enforcement over 20 years. If it starts around us, we staff it with the cars then to keep it out of the town, or to catch it when it comes to town, instead of waiting for it to get to town. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but that 39 extra shifts, part-time, is a good amount of shifts for the chief to be able to use throughout the year to help prevent that, and you can set it in betterment towards a full-time staff.
Okay, does anyone else have any questions for the chief? Then I'm gonna go on with the rest of the levy explanation. So that 1.5% would increase the levy by $9,244. The 2019 levy included bonded debt, $704,766, and the levy would be $712,319, which is only an increase of $7,553. Since the bonded debt levy will be dropping this year by $1691. This increase spread across the 1,717 water accounts would have come out to about $4.40 per household. Does anyone have any thoughts on the levy ordinance?
It is possible that with the new construction, we had 6 new homes built in town, and we annexed the old Wheeling Well Works. It's possible that there would not be a rate increase to the residents as a result, but we won't know that until the final numbers come in.
But that goes into, everyone's theories on that, right? I mean, if we raise the EAV, if the total EAV goes up, right, and we still increase our levy, we're still raising taxes, because with an increase in the EAV, residents, although the rate may not go up, residents still aren't getting the full reduction they should, right? There's 2 ways to lower taxes, right? And that's either to lower your EAV dollars that you're asking for, or increase your EAV, right? So, just because the EAV increases, which would ease it, does that still, now, I'm gonna say, I think I'm gonna support the increase because of what it's going towards, and I think it's needed. But just because there's an increase in the EAV and people's tax rates still may go down, we gotta understand, we're still asking for more levy dollars, so.
Correct, but it may not be $4.40 a house.
It could be less than that.
Could be less.
It could be nothing.
It won't be more than that.
If
It
the
could be nothing.
EAV increases, right?
Correct, it could be
If the
nothing.
EAV increases at a high enough rate, you could still actually see a reduction and still be asking for more.
Right, we're providing the worst case scenario, $4.40.
Yes, but what I'm saying is, it still wouldn't be reduced as much as if we leave the levy the same,
Correct.
so.
This goes in line to what you discussed last year about this levy going for public safety, which really there's no way of increasing revenue for public safety, so the only, one of the recourses that you have.
Yes. This is, yeah, truly it.
1337.
1337?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and make a motion to approve, tax levy ordinance 1337 for the 2020 collectible and 2021 year with an increase of 1.5%.
A motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions?
Second.
Hey Todd, you gotta talk faster than that.
You're on delay, pal.
There's a couple seconds delay, I'm sorry.
I factored in the delay, I'm still late.
Let me put it to you this way, you lost. All right, there is a second, any questions? Roll call.
Is that so?
Yeah.
You just, I can't get it today.
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caprows,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Just blame it on COVID fatigue.
Yeah, yeah. All right, consider.
I finally found a way to stifle me.
All right, consider, an ordinance authorizing the execution of an intergovernmental agreement with the Beecher Fire Protection District regarding the parking lot at Fireman's Park. The committee met and determined that the enclosed agreement should satisfy all the concerns and interests of both parties regarding the future of the parking lot. It does require the village to contribute $40,000 towards the improvement of the lot and provide some maintenance, but also guarantees public use of the lot and who is responsible for improving the lot moving forward. That is included in the packet. Did anyone have any questions on that? As to what some of the little stipulations are in there? So in there,
Did they say last time, are they increasing parking spaces with this?
It washes about even, because they're adding some in the back over Fireman's One to the left field, and then when you consider it all, it pretty much washes.
Yeah, I believe it's a net of 4, positive.
Okay, any other questions? 1338.
okay. I'll go ahead and make a motion approving ordinance 1338, authorizing the execution of a IGA with the Beecher Fire Protection District regarding the parking lot at Fireman's Park.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Caprows,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Possession.
Yes.
All right, consider a motion authorizing the payment of $40,000 from the village's infrastructure account to the Beecher Fire Protection District for rehabilitating the parking lot for Fireman's Park. I'll go ahead and make a motion authorizing the payment of $40,000 from the village's infrastructure account to the Beecher Fire Protection District for the rehab of the parking lot at Fireman's Park.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second, any questions? Roll call.
Possession,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Caprows,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer.
Yes.
Okay, public buildings have no report, planning, building and zoning have no report, public safety have no report. Public
Just
works.
one item under public safety for Todd's benefit, we ordered the squad car today. Is that correct, chief? Is Greg still here?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we ordered the squad car today, correct? And you'll be getting a check
No, I need to check the order.
You need to check the order. Okay, well, we plan on doing that tomorrow from Terry's. They matched the SBC price for the Ford SUV. We're using a blend of CARES grant money and some Walt sales tax rebate, like we talked about several months ago.
Good.
Yep.
Public Works Committee, trustee Meyer.
Consider a motion authorizing the approval of a proposal from Baxter and Woodman for the design of the Dixie Highway Water Main Project at a cost not to exceed $25,000. The design work was budgeted in the current fiscal year, but delayed due to the unknown nature of the Gould Street Water Main Project. Now that Gould Street project has to be rebid in the winter or early spring, it appears there may be sufficient funds to complete the Dixie project. It's in the village's best interest to bid both projects at the same time. Better pricing may be achieved. It's recommended the proposal be approved. Any comments? I'll go ahead and make a motion authorizing the approval of a proposal from Baxter and Woodman for the design of the Dixie Highway Water Main Project at a cost not to exceed $25,000.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There is a second, any questions? Roll call.
Trustee Caparo, second that?
Yes.
Okay, wasn't sure there. Meyer,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Capros,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Possession,
Yes.
And then I'd like to make a request to go into executive session at the end of the meeting to review the terms of the CBA with Local 399.
Okay, thank you. Economic Development Committee, Community Relations, trustee session.
All right. Consider a motion authorizing the village attorney to draft ordinances extending the residential building permit fee of $1,500 and the historic downtown business incentives until December 31st, 2023. The downtown business incentive ordinance has already expired, and the residential building permit fee of $1,500 expires October 31st, 2021. Staff has had some inquiries as to the extension of the residential building permit fee before builders commit to purchasing lots in Nantucket Cove and Prairie Crossing South. However, there is concern that the pandemic will significantly impact 2021 with little new building occurring. An extension will give them breathing room to start some homes. If we were to go back to the $14,000 building permit fee and nobody builds, you collect nothing anyway. We have had only 6 new residential home building permits in the last 2 years, and 5 of those were with the reduced fee. The theory is to get some builders interested and create a market for new home buyers and change the perception that the village has had with the home builder community. These current ordinances are enclosed for your review. If the motion is approved, these ordinances will be placed on the agenda for the next board meeting. Any questions?
No, I think it's a positive thing. Bob, is that, with, the builders that have been asking about this, considering is that long enough till 2023, the end of 2023?
Yes, they said that 2 years would be sufficient for them to get a toehold.
Okay.
I said I can't commit to any extensions beyond 2023.
That's.
I think the board could review it periodically and see how it's going, but if we get an explosion of homes, I don't think it's something you'd want to extend, although I don't see that happening. But I think a 2-year commitment, giving them 24 months beyond their deadline currently, which is now 3 years, they have a comfort level to take down lots. And I think that's our objective, is to get these vacant lots filled over time, because they're killing us on infrastructure costs.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good plan. I got a verbal commitment from Safe Built to continue the $1,500 fee. I'm waiting for that in writing. If I get that in writing, then we'll get the ordinance drafted and adopted in December. I want to make sure Safe Built will honor their $1,500. I don't want to go in the negative.
Yeah.
They say they need $1,600. We might have to tweak that fee a little bit. But I'd like to keep it at $1,500 if they want to stay as our building inspector.
Yeah.
Because they're making money on the popcorn.
Okay, so, I'll make a motion to consider authorizing the village attorney to draft ordinances extending the residential building permit fee of $1,500 and the historic downtown business incentives until December 31st, 2023.
Motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There is a second, any question? Roll call.
Possession,
Yes.
Missouri,
Yes.
Kraus,
Yes.
Capros,
Yes.
Whaling,
Yes.
Meyer,
Yes.
Yeah, I got one under new business. Sorry, I didn't make my way to Chairwoman Marcy Meyer. I have a proposal here from Quality Paving. We had some curb work done over the last month. Some of the roads were excavated out in front of them. Now we're looking to patch them. I got the proposal at 4:30 this afternoon, and it's just over our allotted non-board vote. It's for $5,420. I'm looking for approval to have these areas patched. One patch is a water main break up on Penfield near Oak Park, so that's part of this package as well. So looking for approval on 5420 for asphalt work in town.
That's with Quality Paving.
Correct, yep.
And it's a consensus, we can't vote on it, but our rule is, and the asphalt plants are closing, so we'd like to get this
Right.
done, but if we see it out of the head, you guys have approved the bill, then we'll go ahead and start the work.
No objections?
Okay,
No objections.
thank you.
Any other new business?
I have something.
I just want to say on the camera, leaves are going to be picked up, people. We are working
Yeah.
very diligently on our leaves,
Yep,
and we will not stop until we get a foot of snow or there's no leaves left. We will get them all up. Okay, sorry.
No, you're fine. I just wanted to bring up if maybe we can discuss, or if there is a way to do it, on Blue Heron. So a resident reached out, that's a cul-de-sac, and I guess a lot of cars often turn on that road thinking it's a throughway, but it's not. So they end up going around the cul-de-sac to turn around, and they go kind of fast. There's kids that play out there, and we haven't finished sidewalks over there, so they are riding in the cul-de-sac. Is there some way to put like a no outlet sign or dead end or kids playing, something, just to kind of let traffic know, hey, this is not a throughway?
We'll have the chief and Matt look at it, and we'll open them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? Our motion for executive session.